What drives you to try and help?
Well, with Unicef, it genuinely was that first trip to this refugee camp. I met this little boy. There was a 7-year-old boy who at that point was just a little bit older than my own son. It's really hard not to make those comparisons when you've got kids. And this 7-year-old boy, I'd taken tents in to distribute because the Pakistani government were not recognising them as refugees and weren't allowing the aid organisations to go in. So these people, it was during the monsoon, and it was the most terrible situation. And this 7-year-old boy was trying to put a 25-kilo tent onto his back. And so I went up to him and I said, "Can you get one of your family members to come and help you, get the head of the household?" And he explained to me that he was the head of the household. His mother had died in the camp, his father had died in the fighting, but more than that, he had 4 other younger siblings that he was caring for, including a tiny baby. And this 7-year-old boy had taken on the responsibility, of an adult. And when I thought about my son, who could barely run a bath unsupervised at that point, and you see the sort of huge difference. And there is this UNICEF slogan, which is, the aim for refugee children, their aim is to give children their childhood back. And it sounds a bit trite, but actually, when you meet a kid like that, who's 7 years old and has no concept of what being, of being a normal child is, that, and that was really affecting for me. And so, I mean, I think it's moments like that, meeting the individuals and then,
No, exactly. And when you're a mum yourself, that's what I think that really does hit home more.
Yeah, well, it was really weird, actually, because, it's sort of almost like the child that captures my imagination is the one that is exactly the same age as my child now, or one of my children now. So when I was in Jordan in the refugee camp this time, there was a 17-year-old boy. I have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. This 17-year-old boy was his greatest wish in life was to be able to go to school, but he was having to work to support his family, and he was having to do sort of, menial work, and he was desperate to be a civil engineer, and he was this serious boy. He said he doesn't watch television. He was quite sort of, he was quite politicised. He was very gentle, but all he wanted to do was be able to go to work, go to school and go to university. And I just think about, my kids and how I have to just, employ every single tactic to try and get them just to do their homework, and how lucky they are and how complacent they are about the advantages that they have and the immense privilege that they grow up in. So, it's weird because, before it would have been, 2 years ago, it would have been a 15-year-old or a 13-year-old. You definitely can't help making those comparisons.
And it's a way of using the fact that you're well known in a really positive way, isn't it? You're able to do that.
Well, I mean, hopefully. Also, I mean, I know that people get irritated by these campaigns. I know that people go, "Oh, narcissistic celebrities," or just want to put photographs of themselves on social media. But the truth is, what's really unfair is most of those people who've done it so far have been begged by me, behind the scenes, emails. People like Nigella Lawson, she doesn't post selfies of herself. She only talks about cooking on her Twitter feed. And I begged her, and she went, "Oh, but it's a bit cheesy, and it's a bit..." And I've had to really force these people to do it. So I feel really bad for them when everyone goes, "Oh, these celebrities who just want to get their photos out there." Because actually, on the whole, I don't think that's true. I think the motivation is, for the vast majority, OK, I can use the fact that I have a lot of followers on social media in order to do something and, make some, raise some money and some awareness.